Hello. Hello. As you're probably guessing by the name of the stream, I have some, oh, I say some, I've got a wide variety of builds, I should say, to help you in many scenarios, whether it be Warzone or multiplayer. Now they vary depending on if you're a sniper person, and so on, so on, so on. But I have roughly one build for most / each weapon, with a few exceptions, such as the SO14, the M13C, and the new guns, alongside the MP5, Miniback, BAS-P, and Fennec. That's mainly because I choose not to use those alongside the ISO 45, but aside from that, as you can see here, I've got at least one for every other gun, with the exception of the HCR, because I do need to level that up. As you can see here, I've also got a nice range for snipers, marksmen. So starting off with some rifle builds. Oh, well, I've got one that I haven't saved for this. I just give them random names because I can't be bothered to name them. Okay, starting off. But now for this one, because I don't have the base variant of the M13, I do use the blueprint of the Venom Strike for all of the M13 builds. So this current one I've got is very good for recoil when firing, suppressed to hear from distance. Your range is top notch, and thanks to the underbarrel grip, you get a bonus of a bipod as well as a grip. And when you do that, your stability goes through the roof. I pair it with an X13 build that I will show a bit later on, but that's just one. For the other build that I have, this one is different due to a red dot being present. A little more sway if you notice. Next up on the list, we have, let's go for the Kavos Stealth one here, 762. This one is you'll notice too with most of these, I'll just say this in advance, that most of my loadouts that I make do have that specific bipod grip on it, but when mounted it feels smooth too, but if you've got better accuracy than me, then it's a different story. I've got one for the Tempest Razorback, which recently got a shadow buff new season. And I've got one for the FR Avanza, which is a bipod, just to give you that extra stability when. With this one, yeah, you gotta try and burst fire it out just a little bit. when you want to try and hit things that are a distance. But moving on from that, we have an M4 one. Fun fact, the M4 was the first gun I managed to get to gold. I'm good, thanks. I just only do this when I get the chance to. I'm not bothered about views or streams, or how many views and whatnot I get. But from there, you can the M4 build. If M4 is the model that you want, you get a combination of close range and distance with the hybrid sight. Moving on from the M4, I've got a TAC-56. Generally has good recoil, and then it's also got your bifrost to further make things better, especially at range, making targets at distance a lot easier to hit. I got one that I've somewhat took inspiration from this blueprint, but arguably just made it a little bit, in my opinion, better for the Lachmann 5.56. Once again with the for if you got someone at a distance. With this you get more of an LMG feel, but even though it's a rifle, but it's not that bad to it, to be fair. You get very nice stability when aim shooting. Then I've got two different versions, two for the STB 5.56. I got this first one, which it has a combination of a 4. I think it's just 4.0 to 8.0 kind of variable zoom optics, just to give you a bit more of a stability. With a 4 point is quite good, and then if you really want to do the distance, you've got the 8 times magnification. The second one I have is more of a DMR or a marksman rifle kind of build, or tactical rifle, whichever you prefer. It's more of a tactical rifle kind of build with capabilities of 5 hits, taking 5 shots to kill someone from 50 meters onwards. Whereas close range about 20 odd meters is about 4 bullets to the head. I've got an M16 one that this is just an option for those of you that do enjoy it. And for you mad people that want to try and get this thing gold, I'd say it's not a bad option. Moving on from there, we've got the Khvostov 74U, or AK-74U, which is a bit of an odd one, I'd say, because it's more of an SMG. I'll let it speak for itself. And if you really don't want to waste a load of shots at distance, you can always just semi-auto it. Then I've got this one for the Khvostov 5.45, which, as you noticed, I named it after the infamous No Russian mission from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2000, I think it was 9 or whatever the original one was. Recoil wise, it handles pretty nicely, especially at distance when mounted, and when given the option of having to not be able to mount, it's very reliable there as well. Moving on from the 545, we go to the Chimera. This one, once again, is one it took me a little bit to try and get my head around for an idea, but this one more plays into if you're going to sit here and be mounted. Also, please note that if you do at any point like these builds, feel free to just put down what one that it is you prefer, and I can show you the attachments and whatnot, and you can mess around with them to see what you prefer then. I've showed you the M13s. Right, here we go, the ISO Hemlock. This one is I'll let it speak for itself. Yeah, sorry for the echoing feedback, it's just where I'm on PlayStation 5, I can't properly monitor the stream unless I have my phone. I will quickly turn that down now. But the ISO is rather 45, sorry. In my opinion, a decent one to use if you feel like it. Moving on to the tactical rifles, the Cronin Spear. This one's not so bad. I would recommend you fire it if you're not mounted to anything. I would recommend burst fire mode, like something like that, because if you're not mounted, the recoil does have a little bit of a kick, especially if you're using like 4.5 to 8 magnification scope, but it's actually not that bad. It does like 4 or 5 shots to the head to kill, 4 to the head, up to I think 20 or so meters, yeah, and then from there, about this 50 odd, it's still 4 hits to the head to kill. Moving on from that, we've got one for the Lockman 762, which is more of a thermal. If they put sniper, you can just zoom a bit easier. Even with cold-blooded, they're a bit easier to spot than I would on most other thermals. The range on it's not bad. The recoil, stability, handling, they're all good. Now the issue is with this one, when you're not mounting anything, you either need to hold the best you can, or just be patient with it, because the recoil sometimes does catch up. In terms of TAC V, I can quickly get one made now for use. Hold on. I suppose I could do. Yeah, if you're more used to these kind of weapons, this one is more. If this one is the kind of weapons you use a lot, then you get those. Moving on from there, we've got 2 hurricanes. I will show you this one first, as I personally like the other one more. This it's a hurricane, so it's at 50 or so meters range, further out potentially, depending on how you're shooting. The range is quite good. The stability for it when firing is also pretty good, personally. And obviously you got the suppressor too, making it difficult. So if you do take shots from the fire, it's difficult for them to heal as much. You've got your grip on there as well, and then from there, this one is the one I prefer more, because you get the benefit of the same build as before. You get slightly better handling, however. You got arguably a little bit. Excuse that shit accuracy at distance, that's just me. But the best part to it is it's hit pretty cool. It's hit. One of the reasons I do like to use this, because I get a combination of distance, but if they get right up in my face, deal with it both at once. For the P90, I have this one, which is a little slower. It does make up for it in terms of stability a little bit. Lockman Shroud. This is another one I do like. I do prefer the Shroud over the MP, over the sub, just because it's burst fire, making it a bit easier for me to control. That's my personal opinion. Range-wise, it's not that bad at range, and to be fair, you got semi mode on it, so if you are trying to shoot at range, you do have the semi version or mode to it. So for example, like that. And then you've got your burst mode for if they're closer up, where it takes like 2 to 3 bursts still, depending on how good you are with it. When revolving round to the Vel 46, here we go. This is another one I do like. The round goes slightly above what a regular Vel 46 would probably do, to be fair. Once again, sorry for that horrible demonstration at distance. That shooter at distance. But, fast fire rate pet with good recoil control handling, as well as movement speed. What is up there? Mobility is a little bit worse than normal, but it is what it is. This is the MP5 build I had going earlier, but I quickly saved. Now, this one's more of have it here if I want to play shipment and I just feel like using it, because it's got quick A down south, and recoil's a little bit lacking, but as I said, I mainly use it for shipment. Then we roll around to the MX9. This one, ironically enough, was one of the first, if not the first one, I custom made. To this day, it's still firing the 5.6 version I've done. In terms of it's about the same, if not better. Stability is arguably just that much better as well. And as I said, obviously you've got handling, recoil, range, it's all there. 32 round mag as well. I think it's 20 the base version is going to be. Now obviously with SMGs I'm stuck using only certain bullets, unfortunately. I mean, if I could, I would love it. All of them would pretty much be insane from when. Let's see. Moving on from there, this build was the one I used to get my Vaznev 9K to gold. It feels more like an AR than it does an SMG, and personally, I use it. Oh, I would gladly choose this over the because it just feels nicer. It's got about the same kind of handling, if not a little bit worse. But then at the same time, you at that price you get better range, better stability, less recoil. I mean, you get a little bit worse stability, but it's not by much compared to the base version of this gun. Moving on from there, we get your shotguns. This is just because I got bored. This first one, this one is standard shotgun for shipment. Yeah, if I really want to be annoying on shipment, I will gladly sit there and use this because the range on it is, I mean, provided it's 12 gauge, but so range isn't exactly good, but as you saw there, it takes about 3 shots at 20 meters, 1 at 10. And I'm not even going to show you it at 50. And then we get to this version that I specifically made as a sniper variant of the Bryson. This is the Bryson, right? Yeah, Bryson 800. Bearing in mind this thing for the head, 2 taps on 3 plates. You can handle bullet drops on this because it's slug rounds, it's also a shotgun. As I'm about to demonstrate, bullet drops a bit annoying to try and figure out. I mean, as you see there, but when you manage to hit, it's very rewarding in my opinion. Then we got my version of the MX Guardian, which is kind of a 4 tapping sort of explosive round based version of it. So you can just sit there and spam tap it just to try and get some kills with it. And obviously with explosive rounds you get more range than normal, making it ideal for if you're playing shipment, if you're trying to deal with someone from a bit more of a distance. However, I would not recommend it for trying to get point-blank kills because, well, hipfire is not ideal and handling is a bit on the low department. From there, we go to the Lockwood 300. Now from here, some of you may know that Activision did make it so you can no longer have the 2-shot in one trigger with explosive ammunition, so you have to fire both shots manually. But if you land both shots, it's very devastating and will 2-tap even to the body. Obviously, it's got more range than a shotgun normally would, arguably a little less handling. Now, if you've watched John Wick, you know that this Expert 12 is actually a Benelli M4 shotgun. I named this one Wick just because I imagined it being very dangerous in the hands of John Wick. As you can see, 7 shots in the tube. I tried my best to give it the best fire rate possible. In terms of recoil, as you can see, recoil is a bit iffy. Your range, obviously, as you expect, it's not going to have that much range. It doesn't really go beyond 20 meters. It don't even reach 20 meters, to be fair. Then from this one, now this one's contradicting. You sit here and you think to yourself, this one has got to be a pellet shotgun, right? This has got to be 12 gauge, but it's using explosive slugs, provided your recoil was a bit high. But I had this in mind with the attention of fast handling. So instead, you get quick aim down sight speed, you know, and quick moving speed, so you can just sit there and spam like so. Moving on to the broadside, I have two for this. Once again, one named after the famous No Russian. The other one is just named with an exclamation mark. This one is a 25 round drum mag explosive, as you can tell. The fire rate is slightly reduced, I believe. No, fire rate is actually increased, but that's just to compensate for the bullet drop, so you've got better chance. Like this, for example. Do your best to kill him. Then you got the No Russian, which I personally use for shipment duty. As you can see there, 25 rounds and it only broke 3 plates. Not exactly ideal. I do have another version of that though somewhere. I'm trying to remember what one it is now. I should probably save that because that's a Victus XMR build I need to show. I think it's one of these. Is it? No. One of these is a little bit different. Oh, I must have got rid of it. Nope. Oh no, this one is the one I'm on about, but I changed it up. As you can see, you got Dragon Breath, and for those of you that just want more than one shotgun, you got an underbarrel shotgun to go with it. Well, LMGs, here we go. Starting off on LMGs. I have 3 for the RPK. One for if you want the damage of a machine gun, but you want a grip. You've got your 30 round mag on it. Grip to help with your recoil, just to make sure it's a bit nicer to hit those. Even at distance, it's a bit really nice to try and handle. From there, we go to the one that I made to use for the recent zombie of Halloween event. But it's a 100 mag. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of zombies, so you're going to have bullets to deal with them all. Once again, the range is a little bit off, but that's simply just because I've put a small barrel to it, so to give help with handling. From distance, considering the fact it's a 100 drum mag, you don't really need to be as accurate, but you pepper them with shots. Then we move on to the final version, which is the base 75 round mag, but that's because this one's more focused on recoil than the opposite. And this one's more based on improved recoil than not mounted, but it's mounted as well. Obviously, key features to suppress it and further reduce recoil as a whole. Then you've got your bipod grip to help out as well when you're trying to hit from distance. And you can pretty quickly too, depending on your sensitivity. Personally, everything you see here I'm using with 20 sensitivity. Moving on from there, we've got 2 different RPKs. One with more recoil but hand control, less range. And then you've got the other one, which is less recoil control, but arguably more range. And again, apologise for horrible accuracy at range. I'm not really good with that. From there, moving on to the Saken MG38. We have a 100 round standard. When you're looking at the gun, you've got I think it's a pineapple on there. You've got a dual optic scope, just sit there and pick things off close, medium, and then if someone's got a smoke out, you can just smoke and hit them. Handling, I mean, handling for this is slightly above average compared to the base variant, I think. Yeah, no, it's just about the same actually, to be fair. Moving on from there, we've got the 5.56 Icarus one that I do like. As you can see, decent handling, recoil control is not that bad. The range on it, this one's more of if you want to hit from range, obviously as usual the others you mount, but thanks to the slightly long barrel and suppressor, it's a bit easier to deal with them at range. Given the example here, it's a bit easier to keep focused on your target. Moving on from that, we have one for the RAL. This one's a bit different because it's the RAL, you know, slow handling, general, high recoil, difficult to balance out. The only upside with using the RAL is you get more damage than any other one, but that's because of larger bullet size. So obviously to help with recoil, you've got bipod on it, just sit there and if you're in a building, camper or across the street, you can just mow them down, destroy their plates with ease. You've got a suppressor too, so less people will hear you as much when shooting. Your handling, I think, a little bit better than both versions, to be fair. Yeah, just quite literally a little bit further. Moving on from that, we then move on to marksman rifles. From here, we got two for the Tempest Torrent. This one I've built more. I know one thing to note as well before we go further. Most of the ones I've made for the marksman rifles are more for distance. So starting off with the distance Tempest Torrent, 3 shots from up to about 20 to 30 meters to kill. Bear in mind they have to be headshots too. And that's to kill 3 armor plate person. To be fair, even at 50 meters it's still like that. You got bipod, suppressor, scope, about 9 times magnification to help out. And there you've got one for your EBR-14. Oh wait, no, I need to do the other. Oh, right, yeah. Then you got the second one, sorry, for your Tempest Torrent, which is more of a up close personal engagement one. Although, if you do pace your shots at distance, it can work, but as you see, it's a little bit more difficult at range. And then you've got an under barrel grenade launcher just to help you out a bit there. Right from there, moving on, we've got EBR-14. This one's a combination of being able to do close / medium to long. Because, well, it's the EBR-14 / EBR-14, whichever you prefer to call it. But, I mean, if your aim isn't entirely rubbish like mine, you can make good work of it. You've got extended barrel to help with range, suppressor, and then if you really need to try and see a better shot at distance, you can flip up the thermal and you've got a better shot on your target just there. You've got a 20 round mag too. That's just simply to help you out there. From there, moving on, we've got one for the SPR-208. We've got a thermal sniper scope. That's at 8.7 magnification. 2 taps to the head, and you've got, as you can see, about average, if not slightly longer barrel. Pressure on it too, just to help that. Your magazine size is base, I think standard. Yeah, you've got sight on your stock to help you with flinch resistance. Moving on from there, I've got 2 Lockwoods, one more for I don't really use the Lockwood much, so I don't really get much of a chance to use these, but there you go. That one's more for trying to shoot at distance due to better recoil control and accuracy. This one, on the other hand, is more of a if you're on shipment and someone's using a sniper, but you don't really exactly use a sniper rifle. I mean, handling on it, I mean, if you're good, I mean, if you can deal with how quickly, I mean, you can aim, you can quick take someone, and it's incendiary too, so it does the burn over time, which just makes things a bit easier for you, the user, I dare say. Moving on from there, we got the LMS. Once again, this is a bit more for distance, but if you plan on using this in Warzone, all I'm going to say is it takes 4 body shots to kill a 3-plate person, so it takes 3 to kill headshots to kill a 3-plate person, so you've got to try and be careful from distances. From there, the next one I have to show is the TAC-M. This one was a little more difficult due to the nature of the TAC-M being one of the faster firing marksmen. But as you can see, to the head it takes 2 shots to kill someone with 3 plates. It takes 3 bodies to kill someone in 3 plates. Now this one doesn't have a suppressor, but that's just because I was focused on trying to increase recoil control as well as range a little bit more. As proven by the potential of it. Moving on from there, I have 2 crossbows. The second one, as you can tell by the name, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, Daryl from Daryl Dixon. Crossbow. The one thing with the crossbow, 3 plates, headshot instantly kills. I think that applies for anything full stop. For this, as you can see, it's got a 4 to 8 times magnification. This one I did build, funnily enough, just sheerly for range and bolt velocity, just to make shooting at distances that much smoother. Moving on from there, we got to this one, the Daryl Dixon one. This one is a bit different due to its difference in scoping. This one's more ideal for medium ranges, as there is more arrow drop, if you will, but you do get the perk of a underbarrel bipod / grip, which on a crossbow is good. I'm not sure why you'd need that, but there you go. Moving on from there, we move on to snipers for the Carrack .300. Now, obviously, those of you who are aware, bullet drop on this is a menace. For that, you put the master on just to give you bullet drop indicator, just to help you out at distance. It also does have incendiary ammo too, so it does do burn over time. So odds are you can potentially get a kill on someone, even if they're being revived. And as you see there, 2 taps to the head. And I think, if I recall correctly, even at 50 odd meters, it's 3 to the body. Yeah, 3 to the body. Moving on from there, we've got 2 for the intervention, one of which is for close range shipment style. This one tap to the head, 2 tap to the body, regardless of range, but that's just thanks to the explosive ammunition. Once again, as you can see, it's also got the Raptor scope with bullet drop, just for more distance. So you'd likely want to be using this one for on war zones, like in Rondell, so on. Moving on to your shipment loadout, this one's more for if you like shipment. Obviously, giving a demonstration for what this does with shipment. Would require you to take off plates, but as you can see there, it's quick scoping. Nice. Even when reloading, but more of a quick scoper and you like the intention, this is more of a intention build for you. Moving on from there, we have the MCPR 300. Once again, you notice that there is in fact bullet drop. This one's more for Warzone. Obviously, it includes explosive ammo just to give you a feel of if you're in one-hit killing with a sniper rifle. Suppressed as well, make your rifle not nicer. Similar deal going on with the Victus XMR. You've got this one more for ground war / warzone. Same kind of deal here. 1 tap head, 2 tap body. Just to give you a nice feel of it all. You've also got a bipod to help you out. I don't know why it's going 1 tapping right to the body. That's simple. Unless they changed it, but as you can see there too, the damage and range are nearly maxed out. Moving on from there, if you prefer the Signal 50 more than the others, that's fine. Obviously, you've got the base scope, but due to its nature as a sniper rifle though, you do want to technically be using this at 1 bipod mount just to help you out. But 2 taps either way, explosive ammo to increase range. If you really wanted to, you could substitute explosive ammo out for high velocity, just for the better reaching speeds. From there, you've got one for the LAB. This one in 70 ammo, if I remember correctly. But this one uses the 8 to 14 times magnification scope that you can get off the Carrack 300 when leveling it up. This one's simply more if you know bullet drop for this thing, and you're used to it to a point of you can sit there and just comfortably use the regular scope. From there, I've got this one here for the XP80, based off of Bravo 7.1. Just I changed out the extended mag for a suppressor, simply due to the fact that I actually quite like the Bravo 7.1 blueprint. So you see, you still got the 2 tapping potential with it all. That's all your main ones. Moving on, we go to sidearms. So for the first one, you got your GS Magna, which if you like your full auto deagle, that's fine. You do have quick draw on it, not sure why you'd, not sure why it gives better aim down sight speed, but if you really like to use it, this one's more of a, once again, I would highly advise that if you do use this, shipment is good, because this thing's supposed to be fired full auto, and if you're going to aim shoot, you need semi-auto or trigger tap. I mean, an example would be that. out of 7 shots, 3 hit. Moving on from there, there are 2 for the X13, 1 for more if you're more comfortable with the recoil, 1 for if you're less. This one here was shown earlier on, but I'll go back over it just to make sure. This one's for more if you're comfortable with the recoil on it. This one I made somewhat take after, then it's just arguably better, in my opinion, and you don't need to have Overkill, I think it is, the one that they shoved to, but you don't need to have that perk on because you got that. And then obviously if you want more recoil control, you've got this version, which has also got quicker reload speed. And there, moving on now, we go on to the Basilisk. This one, well, I was going to put an O there, reference to film Rango, because he uses a revolver. But as you see there, 3 shots to the head at 20 meters to kill. Beyond 20 meters, this thing does need 3 to 4 shots just to kill, and the only issue is using this scope, it is somewhat difficult just to try and line up the shots. Moving on from there, we have 2 for the X12, although they're pretty much the same thing, just with a difference in red dots. This one is this kind of yellow framed red dot, but this is more of a range built kind of X12, meant to have good accuracy at range, as you can see there. Very reliable even in range. As you see there, it took about 6 shots at 10 meters. Took 9 shots, 50 meters, but this one's pretty much the same thing again, just the scope is or optic, whether it's sight, whatever you want to call it, just a little bit different. Moving on from that, we have 2 different .50 GS. One similar to X13 is more of if you need recoil control and getting used to it, which is this one here. You do get the benefit of some extent of range, but mainly just for recoil control this one. And then if you want to move more onto the range department with less control, recoil, sorry, then this one was to the head 3 to 4 tap at pretty much most distances, as you see there. I don't know why it's called 2 to 3 tap. I don't have one for the P890. I do have 2 for the 9mm Damien, or as I just call it, 1911. These are more for different styles, but this one, well, they've both got the fastest fire rate trigger, just for the sake of it, but this one you've got more for, you want to pace it, you want to try and pace at range, but then at the same time, if someone does get up in your face, and you are effective with pistols, it's good for the sense of you can just sit there and pump a few bullets into them and they drop dead. This other one here is more of a combination of the last one and just arguing the fact you get a larger mag but quicker reload but less range. It's got a built-in sight onto it too, as well as a muzzle flash hider. Quick reload to counteract the fact that you slow down your reload with a 26 round mag. Fast fire rate, and even at range, you can sit there and trigger tap these. But if you're not the kind of trigger tap guy, you can just 5 headshots just like that, and you can sit there and just place yourself to whatever you want and just as you go, like that, just to kind of get a hold of it. And then the final two, this one's more built off of this, but I'll show you this one first. So for the F-TAC Siege, the first one is more for the drum SMG build with longer range than normal. About above average, if not same type of handling. Very large ammo for suppressor to help with recoil control. And even at range, due to its fire rate, it can just sit there and destroy. However, building off from that original one, if you're more of a close range kind of guy, you've got the one I like to nickname the Tommy gun, and that's mainly because in films and shows you see the Tommy gun get hip fired, and well, this film can be hip fired pretty damn good, at about 10 to 15 or so meters away. And yeah, that's all of the ones I have. That's every single one I have, so feel free to, if you so want, just feel free to ask as to which one you would like to see, and I will gladly give you the attachments for it. I think I've got one or two in Warzone that I haven't saved just yet. Might be worth having a look at now. But in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and ask if there is any that you would like to see. You can just quickly type on which ones you'd like to see, and I will show you the attachments and tunings for all of that. Alright, this one. No, that's the no rush. I showed you that. This one's one I haven't got around to saving for the TAC 56 just yet. But this one's more of an LMG field to a rifle. You've got a 60 round mag, and provided I should have 3 plates on that. Pretty good at most / all ranges. Quite good recoil, quite good accuracy and stability. If it's larger than normal magazine size, shooting at range you don't really have to worry as much. As you can see, I just paired this with my intervention build that I did show you earlier, or just now. I've got is there any others? To be fair, that's the only one I haven't got saved yet that I've got here. But yeah, that's. Oh, actually, I do have this Karak one, but this one's just for sitting there. It's not too far away due to its dependent bullet drop. But aside from that, to be fair, I think that's all. Yeah, I think that is all. Yeah, That's all. So I'm gonna say it again, guys, but if there is in fact any that you would very much strongly like to see, just be sure to comment which ones they are, and in a later stream slash video, because I do have a YouTube channel that I put this on, I will proceed to make another video slash stream showing you the attachments and tuning of those. So thank you for watching and listening, but feel free to tune in on YouTube. My YouTube channel does go by the same slash similar name of Shark Tank. It's just shark_tank for for YouTube, sorry. And it's, if you want to, feel free to subscribe and turn on notification for future videos. Until then, thank you for watching, thank you for your time, patience, and I will see you guys later.